following podcast has been brought to you by Banter Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Banter Club proudly brings to you, it is I, your Ramble Mania Heavyweight Champion of the World. He is above 6XL. Joining me as always
is I, your former 9-time Ramble Mania champion of this, that, those, the 9-time champion of all the 9 realms, CJ the Great. CJ the Great. Of course, we are the Banter Club. We are here to discuss AEW Dynamite on the Hose Network.
I've got hoes.
We've got them hoes. They out in the area codes. Some of the hoes is giving me information on the Game Awards, which I got on another screen right now. God Awards sweeping. They sweep it. But
the same way he swept your ass.
yeah, I just platinumed the game today, actually.
Yo, Thor swept your ass.
Yeah. We got the W on him in the end, though. Thor, like I said before, Thor went outside. If you played the game, you know. If you know, you know. If not, figure it out. You guys see what's going on. It was a crazy story.
He still killed you and brought you back to life.
He did. It was savage. But of course, before we talk Dynamite, we talk the news in and out and about the world of professional wrestling. And of course, there's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on. And there's a lot of talk of jumping and things like that going on this week. So let's start with that. Ahead of this weekend's Ring of Honor final battle, Tony Khan did a media call for about an hour. Cleared up the situation on a number of things, including perhaps the hottest AEW topic of the week, William Regal and his status within the company. And it would appear that, yes, William Regal will be finishing up with AEW. It was like I thought. He had an option on his contract, and he asked them to not renew his contract because he wanted to go back to WWE to coach his son. So, yeah. Like I said, the idea that he fucking snuck a clause in his contract that fucking, if Triple H could go back, I could. No goddamn sense.
Let me tell you something right quick, right? I was right about him turning on fucking Mox. I was right about him leaving the company. I was right about Eric Young, even though I was joking. I was right about Eric Young, and now I'm your champion.
Yeah.
But trying to tell y'all.
in situations like this, I'm glad Tony quickly clarified the information and came out, because there was so much fucking nonsense flying around about this. I didn't even want to talk about it until we got the information, and now we have the information, so we know. So basically, what it was even going back to Regal's very first promo in AEW, where he said, "I don't know how much time I have left here in this world." So it totally makes sense that he sees his son starting to come along in WWE, and he's like, he wants to be a part of that. So
I was gonna say, and if anybody remembers, William Regal had one of the worst life and death experiences, where he was clinging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he fucked up his stomach in where was it? They went on tour somewhere.
Yeah.
He almost fucked himself up.
And even later in life, he's had, complications that he's talked about from his career, and, the toll it's taken on his body. So again, he's been very candid about not knowing whether he was going to see tomorrow and wanting to cherish every day that he has left. So yeah, makes total sense.
We're going to talk about that shit because they're going to be. He made a little video clip.
He did. They did a nice little write-off for Regal here in this episode. Yeah. It feels like they've been doing write-offs for him for the past 3 weeks. But
yeah. I had a feeling, though. I knew it.
Yeah. But,
I was like, well, if you heard what I heard.
I mean, but it's like I said, I heard shit, but so much of that shit was bullshit. It was all ridiculous information. So like, yeah, now what we know is he's leaving. He's going back to WWE. He won't be an on-screen talent for at least a year. He's going to be a coach because that's what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to coach his son. And Tony talked about how, he and Regal had that talk. Yeah. And Tony opened up and talked about how over the holiday, his mom had a stroke. So
damn,
it kind of puts certain things into perspective. Because if we're talking about, I think he said between the week of All Out and Grand Slam. So Tony is already going through all this shit with the fight after All Out. He's dealing with that on top of all the other shit he deals with on his regular. Then his mom is now in and out of the hospital dealing with the issue. And then the holidays are coming up. So it puts a lot of things into perspective about how chaotic things have seemed lately. The man's life has been chaotic, I guess. So
he's been handling it pretty well, though.
All things considered, yeah, he's been handling it pretty well. Yeah. And he talked about that to talk about how when it came to that, it was an easy decision for him to look at Regal and be like, all right, yeah, family is what's most important here. So yeah, go be with your son.
Damn.
So yeah, I think that's I think that's a nice thing of Tony to do, and I think it's indicative of what a healthy pro wrestling industry is, where guys have options and they can go back and forth and make good money and do things. Like Regal probably wouldn't have left WWE if he had the choice, because it wasn't his choice. He was fired.
Damn, man.
So it makes sense they would want to, be a part of that.
We're gonna miss you here, Mr. Regal.
Yeah, I feel like he had a great 1 year, 9-month run in AEW. He did so much cool stuff. The BCC, helping Yuta out, the stuff with Danielson and Mox, MJF, adding to MJF's character. Like, if this was it, then I feel like you got as much as you could have asked for out of William Regal. He showed you why he's one of the greats. Him and Man in the Mask.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any more fucking flirting with Regal and Excalibur. RIP to that.
Damn.
So, yeah, Regal had a fun year. He ingratiated himself into the program very well, I thought.
That's awful, man. Fucking. Man. So you know what you got? You got to put a little post up that says William Regal. It has a picture of William Regal like this.
Yeah.
And then under it says William Regal on Dynamite 2021 to 2022.
Right? He got to say blood and guts. He got to do a war games.
And guts.
Yeah.
That was great, man.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man. We had a good time, though. We
had a good time here,
fucking
man.
EC3 was trying to poo-poo it and trying to be like, oh, fucking, he knows that he had to leave there. There was a maturity problem over there with the... shut the
EC3
fuck up.
Over here telling lies. Now, let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling.
And Sasha Banks?
Yes, they're bringing in a special guest for January 4th. Rumor has it that Mercedes Varnado is going to be at Wrestle Kingdom 17.
That moment felt very times of me. I digress. Mercedes Varnado.
But I digress. Yeah, there's no word on if they're gonna like have her appear in the crowd, NXT takeover style, or if she's actually gonna wrestle or anything. But what we know is that apparently New Japan does intend to have her at the show, and we do know that there have been inquiries about Sasha. Is a bit about her availability for wrestling after the new year. Apparently, there have been several different, wrestling promoters that have asked about Sasha's availability and have been told, wait till after the new year. So, we're going to see what's going to happen with this, because she has been having a lot of fun teasing over the past few months. And this, if this happens, is about as big as it gets to her really stepping outside, and she's about to do her thing out here.
I mean, if that's what she's doing and she's going to whoop ass, then I'm with it.
I am very, very, very much ready if this is the case. Like, especially if they are bringing her in for, I presume, the IWGP Women's Championship. Her and Kyrie off rip would be fire.
Oh my God.
Then, like, we're also going to talk about it later. first week of January, there is a spot in a women's match on Dynamite that has a mystery opponent. So there are rumors flying all around about where this woman may be in the early parts of 2023, and it's very interesting. She's turning herself into the hottest free agent in the game, and I don't even think she's technically a free agent.
Well, like an old friend of mine used to say, Sonny Z Daddy, the best in the game. Damn, RPOG. But yeah, man, the best in the game right now, Sasha Banks. Let's see what happens. Or, sorry, Mercedes. I digress.
I digress. Mercedes Monet.
Mercedes. Monet, hey. Oh.
So
you can tell I enjoyed Taz's commentary tonight.
Yeah, he was very good. He always is.
It's fucking hilarious, bro.
Now let's talk Dynamite ratings. They averaged 840,000 viewers on TBS. Again, down from last week. They are sliding right now. It's a slide. The demo, however, 18 to 49 is up 2.9, which is third on the cable charts, behind the NBA on ESPN.
Yeah.
There were reportedly some technical issues with Spectrum.
That's what Yoshi told me.
As there always is. As a Spectrum customer, I can attest. We can attest. So the demo's up, so they've regained some of that ground they lost with their key audience, but still the total number on a downswing. So it is an eyebrow raiser. You do wonder what's going on. I mean, I know it's the holidays and everything, so you would hope that perhaps the beginning of 2023, especially with Wrestle Kingdom coming up and AEW actually being able to play off that somewhat, will help with the ratings, but I guess we'll have to see. Anyways, I think it's about time we get to the Dynamite.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
No, I said, are you ready?
I am ready.
That shredded the shit out of my throat. Then, for the thousands in attendance,
Just
and the millions watching at home,
yeah.
And for one dirty diddler who wears brass knucks who's finally coming home.
Yes.
Let's get ready to banter.
AEW Dynamite from Austin, Texas. We are opening this thing up with the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. Of course, the initial three-peat winner, MJF, has an instant bye, and the winner will face him for that championship. Of course, Ricky Starks, the current number one contender for the championship, is in this, as he has said he wants to take everything from Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Also, a lot of other names in this, such as Dalton Castle, who gets my favorite Dalton spot in every battle royal, where the boys save him. The boys always save him in matches like this.
But they did a variation.
They did do a variation. They did do
which was an incredible variation.
Yes. The Butcher's on the apron, and Ricky Starks eliminates him, and then Lee Moriarty gets eliminated by Jungle Boy. But William Morrissey comes right behind him and eliminates him, and then fucking kills Jungle Boy with a choke slam on the apron.
That's the hardest part of the ring.
The hardest part of the ring. He lifted this man 8 feet in the air and just dropped him on the fucking apron. That should look nasty.
Yo, Tony on commentary killed me right there.
Oh my God, he broke his neck. He broke his neck. He broke his neck.
He's dead. Like he just basically wrote him off as like, oh, he's dead. That's it. You're not gonna see Jungle Boy for like 3 years now.
There's nothing more that can be done. Jungle Boy was murdered right here. I'm so sorry you had to see that.
Bro, get a medical exam or something.
Right?
Oh, he's dead.
Damn, he's done. He's done for.
Now, the one time that he could have said that was the time that fucking Brody King literally choked out. He lynched Darby Allin, bro.
Yeah. And he did that multiple times to him. He killed Darby multiple times.
That's when you should have said it and you didn't.
Man. Shit, that whole feud.
Well, I understand why. Darby don't die.
Yeah, Darby. We know he gonna come back from that crazy shit. Down to the final four of Ethan Page, Matt Hardy, Absolute Ricky Starks, and the captain, Shawn Dean.
Yo, he was wild in this whole match.
The captain? Hell yeah.
He was going in on everyone.
Yeah, Captain fires up, gets Ego on the apron, but Matt saves him with a twist of fate. Then Ethan yells at Matt, and then Matt, he's getting mad. He fires up. He starts to do the delete. But then he turns around and they jump Ricky Starks.
Shawn Dean will tell you he beat MJF.
He did twice.
I started cracking up when they said that on commentary.
Yeah. So Matt goes for the twist of fate, but Starks tosses him out. Then he drops Ego with a big tornado DDT. Ethan comes back, lifts him on the shoulders to toss him out, but Ricky hangs on to the ropes. Ego falls to the floor. Your winner of the Battle Royal, Absolute Ricky Starks. And we get a note of his music before.
Yeah, we literally got and your winner. And then right there. Fucking YouTube music.
We got Jesus in the crowd. He has a sign.
Yeah.
He says MJF
is the real
Judas. That's crazy. Judas stabbed Jesus.
From Jesus himself.
Right?
He really looked like Jesus.
He said it was like MJF. That's the dude that stabbed me. Right here. Him. Officer, get him. But MJF, he gets the mic.
You see how we always been Jesus.
He
finally came down for this one.
He pulled up. He was like, I see. There you go.
There you go. It's him. Fuck Christian. This motherfucker here.
It's him.
Christian is named after me. He's all right. This nigga, though.
He wildin'. But yeah, he grabs the mic. He says, I'll get to you in a second, Ricky. But first, he addresses Bryan Danielson. He says, I noticed that you aren't here tonight, Bryan. And I know the truth of that is because you're terrified of me.
No, it's because you killed Regal and he's taking care of him.
Yeah, you killed his second dad.
Yeah.
He says, next week, I'm going to become a 4-time Dynamite Diamond Ring holder as well as your AEW World Champion. And then he goes to Richard, and he notes how much the people like him.
Richard, bro.
Yep. He says, Ricky, you are talented. But the truth is, in comparison to me, you are the absolute drizzling shits.
I thought he was going to say absolutely.
I thought he was going to say mid too. But I guess he realized the crowd probably would have said it with him. So
no, they wouldn't have. You heard this crowd?
Yeah, no. The truth be told, the crowd was all anti MJF and totally Ricky Starks.
Completely.
Yeah.
He came out. Boo!
Yeah. You don't take Ricky's moment.
You fucking mark.
Yeah. And he says, as a matter of fact, maybe I should call you a Rudy Poo candy ass since you're a dollar store Dwayne. Says all you do is take his stuff. In fact, I'm going to call you the Pebble. And Pebble, after I beat you, I'm going to skip you down the river all the way back to Billy Corgan's NWA so you can wrestle on YouTube where you belong.
Some of your coworkers wrestle on YouTube. Shut the fuck up.
A lot of them do.
Shut the fuck up,
most of them have.
So have you, MJF.
Yeah. But Ricky the whole time is just sitting there like, okay. And then when he finishes, he just walks right past him and then goes to grab a mic.
Yo, by the way, before we get into Ricky's portion, all that stuff you were saying about The Rock, no. I see why you would say that because he's flashy and shit, and he's got all the fly clothes and shit. But he's not. He's very New Orleans, very New Orleans.
I can see The Rock in him. Yes, the Rock is definitely takes some cues from The Rock, but
he's like if The Rock started saying Mon Frere and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's very New Orleans, bro.
The Dwayne Merchant in pro wrestling is LA Knight. Which is not a bad thing at all, like because he's good at it too. But yeah. The guy who's most like The Rock in wrestling is LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even he like has his own shit.
Yeah.
So Ricky, he gets the mic. He says, well, Maxi Pad. Crowd immediately pops and starts chanting Maxi
So
Pad.
this is I call this the effect of the crowd being too hot.
Yeah, the crowd was white hot.
He said Maxi Pad, and it took like 3 hours for him to get anything out because they
Right?
just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
He was looking around like, that's not even the bar though. Like, I gotta
Like,
let me
wait.
I got more.
I got heat. Just let me spit the heat.
That was
And
the
I
opener.
feel like the only bad part of this promo was that the crowd was too hot. He was trying to say shit and he was fucking up because they wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Like every bar, they just be like, yeah,
Woo! He's like,
let's go, Ricky.
Wait.
Oh Lord, hold it down.
You know what this is like? This is like a URL battle. And the guy who they spitting against is the fucking hometown guy. So when the moment he come up, yeah, he said that shit. He's like, yo, that's not even the bar.
It was literally fucking Murder Mook and Geechee Gotti recently.
Yes. Great.
Murder Mook got the bell, and Irvin Plaza had all of New York on his side. That's what that was. Ricky had all of Texas on his side tonight. And he was just dropping bars on this man. He said, I figured the knockoff Roddy Piper would have all these things to say to me. Crowd goes crazy.
They didn't even let him finish the whole fucking bar. What the fuck?
Right.
If I was in that crowd, I'd be like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Damn. You ain't gonna let that man cook.
Let that man cook. He says, everything about you, Max, is cheap. Your suits, your shoes, your scarf, the heat. When he said even the heat is cheap, I was like, he's spitting. He's spitting.
Son, damn. Relax.
He says the difference between us is that he said the difference between us is that these people put their faith in you and you let them down. But when they put their faith in me, I deliver every single time. He said, you run from responsibility, Max. You don't know what it's like to shoulder that responsibility, but it's okay because I'm here now and I'm going to be the one to take that responsibility off your plate. So MJF, the crowd is going crazy. Ricky is standing there on some 3-0 shit, ate him up.
The only weird shit, the only part that I didn't get, I'm going to stomp your asshole in. And I'm like, wait, what?
I think he was just hyped at that point. He was just so hyped. Because the crowd was just giving him so much.
You're going to stomp an asshole in? What?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Like, I can understand if you get caught up because the crowd was giving him so much. And like, not that he wasn't giving it back because he was, but like, he didn't even have to.
He didn't know what to say anymore. Just like, what do I do? These guys are going crazy.
Yeah. And what I loved here was MJF's response. He sits there and then he don't even say shit. He just drops the mic and
kicks him in the ding ding. Fucking straight up fucking Eddie Murphy style, man, on Raw.
The perfect response. Like,
and then no, that was delirious actually. And then he kicked him in the ding ding.
Kicked him in the ding ding. But I love that. It's the perfect hero response of when a babyface like just absolutely fucking cooks on the mic.
And the thing is that coming from anybody else, MJF would have been like, "What do you mean, cheap nigga? I got the most money. But Ricky Starks is the flyest, most fashionable motherfucker on AEW Dynamite or in wrestling. Period. This man is fly. This man is him versus West Side Gun. That's how fly this man is.
Facts. And like MJF's thing is, he'll go bar for bar with anybody. He's great at that. Like he spent all year, most of his AEW career, going bar for bar with some of the best of all time. CM Punk, Chris Jericho, so on and so forth. But in this specific scenario, I love that he didn't because, like, yeah, you would expect a bar for bar promo battle, but for him to not do that, for him to just fucking shows how gotten to he is. It shows that Ricky fucking got in his head and fucked him over. It was a great way to set up the babyface heel dynamic of the whole thing. This was a great segment that heated up this feud almost instantly. Now we got Jon Moxley in the back, who is basically on Claudio's time. Yo, I'm sick of all this talking. Everybody, shut the hell up. Let's get back to fighting, all right? You want to know what's up with the Blackpool Combat Club? We're good. And if Hangman Adam Page wants to fight, he knows where to find me. And he walks off.
Facts. fact. He literally hit him with a fucking botchamania. You talk too much. Homeboy,
Yo,
you never shut
shut
up.
up.
This ain't the fucking, he say, this ain't the what is it, all elite talking.
Yeah, this ain't all elite talking. This all elite wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's combat club. You know when we say combat, because this is combat, B.
And we here to fight.
I
You
love
all this
all that
talking
shit.
bullshit.
Yo, Mox is the fucking best, bro.
Great. I feel like tonight for Mox and the whole BCC was like a sort of reconfiguration. Not a reconfiguration, but more like we're gonna get this shit back on track. Because like you said,
a
everybody's asking.
refocus.
Yeah, refocus. Everybody's asking questions about what's up with the BCC. We're gonna show you what's up with the BCC tonight.
Yeah.
But now, TNT Championship on the line. The king of television, Samoa Joe, defends
abuse, my nigga. This was
against Darby Allin. This was some abuse, shit. Bro. This was this felt straight out of fucking 2005 TNA in the best possible way.
This is Murder Joe, bro.
Yeah, just Samoa Joe being a big, mean motherfucker fighting up against like a smaller, tough as nails, extremely athletic dude. Like that dynamic has always been fantastic for Joe. And he showed why in his match.
Fuck your skateboard, Darby.
Yeah. Of course, we know Darby, he has always said the TNT Championship is the only title he ever wants to hold. So, naturally, last week after he told Joe, I'm done with all my other bullshit. So let's I need this belt back. And Joe said, you want to come at the king of television? So be it. It's your grave. So Darby goes at this man, goes for his tope suicida, which Darby, why? He went full hog into this tope, and Joe, of course, dodged it because that's what Samoa Joe does. And Darby just fucking crashes and burns.
Fucking dies, bro. He does not care about his body, bro.
The fact that behind the curtain, knowing that that's the spot, you're going to miss a tope against Joe, and Darby still did it like he wasn't going to miss. That man is different.
God.
Yeah. They're fighting outside. Darby pulls up the pads, and of course, he who sets up the plunder, even by removing things, is going to suffer. He rushes Joe, but Joe power slams him on the floor into the picture-in-picture.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to suplex him at first or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Darby got out of that, ran to the corner, came back, and boom, just exploded on the fucking concrete. Joe's a savage, bro.
Yeah. We come back. The doc is checking on Darby outside. The ref counts, but Darby just makes it back in the ring. So then he's fighting Joe back. He climbs to the top. Coffin drops Joe onto the floor, and then they go back in the ring. He hits the stun dog and the code red. That gets a near fall. He goes up for the coffin drop, but Joe locks in the clutch, and Darby's fighting, but he fights less and less until he falls asleep, and he's out. And your winner is the king of television, Samoa Joe. A hell of a match.
Death, bro. Darby died a miserable death, bro.
And then Darby, after suffering all this punishment, gets up in Joe's face afterwards, like, I'm still fucking standing. Fuck you. And then Joe is like, all right, let's change that. He headbutts this man and grabs his skateboard. Then he sets it up in the ring. Hits a muscle buster on Darby onto his board. And then he chokes him out again.
Just to remember that this is the move that destroyed Tyson Kidd's career. This man is taking it on a skateboard. What's wrong with this motherfucker, bro?
He don't care.
Damn, son.
And then after poor Darby has already been murdered, Wardlow comes out. And this is war. Like, damn, big homie, you couldn't have tried to save Darby? You waited till this man was dead.
He probably tried, but think about how long it takes to get up that. We seen what it looked like. We seen him running around through the back, having to run up.
He was probably pacing in front of the little elevator, like, fuck.
You gotta run and shit. I gotta go over here. And it's like a zigzag, so he gotta like.
probably antsy that whole time trying to get up there. God damn it. I'm gonna kill this
running and shit. Fucking.
But yes, Wardlow and Joe still feuding. I liked all this. All this was dope shit. Again, vintage Samoa Joe performance and shit, a vintage Darby Allin performance of him
And he
killing
gives
himself.
something for Wardlow to do.
Hell yeah, it gives like Wardlow a real feud to sink his teeth into. So yeah, I'm fucking with this. I'm digging this.
He's a good guy. He's trying to save his, the other good guys. But the other good guys, they died too quick. Samoa Joe is a savage.
Yeah. You can't be a guy willing to die and then go in there with a guy who is very much willing to kill you. You ain't gonna have a lot of room to be saved. Yeah. So now we got Tony with Orange Cassidy and Kip Sabian.
Oh, they should have fucking
Orange is like, yo, Kip, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what you're doing, but if you want a title shot, you ain't gotta do all this crazy stuff. You just ask me. Yeah. And then Kip is like, oh yeah, you would do that now, knowing I'm hurt after Matt Hardy attacked me last week. So Orange is like, all right, if you can't fight, just find someone who can fight. So then Kip is like, oh, okay.
I got a guy. And I'm like, who the fuck? Who is it?
It was the guy. And then Tony is looking at Orange, and then Orange is like, well, what happens now? Tony's like, well, he's going to pick an opponent for you to fight. And then Orange seems okay with that. Or perhaps he doesn't care. I would imagine he probably doesn't care.
He doesn't give a fuck.
We got the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta with Jon Moxley versus the Jericho Appreciation Society, Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager with
that shit. Every time I hear that shit in my head, I go, a decade.
A decade in
sports entertainment.
Jake Hager's hat has gotten very over. Very over.
Hey, listen, it's over with me.
Shit, I was watching BTE. There was a whole like Brandon Cutler was shooting the crowd. There's a whole hat section. There was a bunch of dudes wearing the purple hat. And they were like, "Yeah, we like the hat."
You know what it is with the hat too? I saw him getting food and catering with the stupid hat.
He committed to the bit. He likes.
I love this hat, bro. He really likes that hat, bro.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the hat.
Don't fuck with the hat, B. And like this man Hager, he pulls out a hat.
Yeah.
And he gives it to Claudio to start the match. And then Claudio's
the crowd
like, yeah, should I put this on? And then he kicks it away. Boo!
You can't hate on the hat. You got to put on the hat.
That's how over the hat is. They're like, nah, wear the hat, bro. Wear the hat.
But them together is over.
True, because the crowd, when they were wrestling, the crowd started chanting, "We the people."
We the people.
Yeah, and the commentators again mentioned, they were a very successful tag team in their time, Claudio and Jake.
I have a picture me doing the "We the People" with Jake Hager.
Yes,
I'll send you that picture so you can.
The people.
It'll be up there.
Sammy tries to interfere and he distracts Yuta for Hager to drop the Hager bomb for a near fall, and then Mox runs over with a chair like, "Get the fuck out of here with that shit." We come back from commercial. Yuta and Garcia are trading. They double down off a German from Yuta. Claudio gets the hot tag, murks Jake Hager with a bunch of uppercuts. Then he Ranas Hager over the top.
He kept going too, bro. Like even when he put him up on, he like preps him up on the corner or up on the top rope, and then he fucking goes up and gives him a fucking European uppercut. Why? You already just spent like an hour. The ref is over here like, the fuck, bro.
You wildin'. He's playing no games. Claudio, he gets Hager and puts him for a round for the swing. Swings him. They said 11 revolutions. I'm gonna take your word for it because I don't count. The crowd be fucking it up. Yeah. Hager gets Hager gets the ankle lock on Claudio. Garcia gets the Dragon Tamer on Yuta, and it looks like they've got the double submission locked in. But then Claudio is able to knock Hager into Garcia, and then he hits a big uppercut on Hager, covers him for the 1, 2, and 3. BCC gets the win over the Jazz. And, they're celebrating post-match. Tony hits the ring. He says, I have to show you guys something, an interview that I did with William Regal a few weeks back that I think you guys are going to want to see this. I think this is important. So we go to the interview, and this is indeed a few weeks back after what he did at All Out. And Regal talks to Tony, says, we'll have been friends for 30 years
Full gear.
this upcoming month. Yeah. Oh, Full Gear. What'd I say? All Out?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Full Gear. But yeah, Regal says, well, I only want this video to be seen in case something bad happens to me. Because, as an old villain, I feel like something bad is always around the corner for my type. He says, I realized a while back that the Blackpool Combat Club, they don't need me anymore. But I know that they wouldn't just let me go. So I did what I did to teach them, one final lesson, to teach Jon Moxley one final lesson. And that is to stay ahead. You must always keep eyes in the back of your head. Mm-hmm. He says, I know that these men will be able to teach young Wheeler Yuta everything that is necessary to become the best pro wrestler in the world. I will be Blackpool Combat Club until I die.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he's wearing the sweater and everything.
Yeah. Gang.
I like this as like a clean little bow on William Regal's AEW arc.
Like, I like how they made it where he was like, if anything bad were to happen to me, this is the video I want you to show them. That's one. And then the other part is like, this is my cameraman. Yeah. And shit like that. Like where they made it feel like, yeah, this is almost premeditated.
Yeah. It essentially, it was. Like, you can argue that he knew that MJF was probably going to fuck him over. Because he even says, I did what I did, giving MJF that title, because now he's going to see as world champion, everyone in AEW is coming for him. So we're going to see how he handles
have a target on his back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's, I get that it's a little messy in how it went, but I mean, the situation was messy. Regal came to Tony one day and was like, I want to go back. And Tony accommodated him. So they had to wrap up the story, and they did as best they could. And I like this as sort of, it felt like Regal was more or less like passing the BCC to Jon Moxley.
Yep.
Like, Mox, I've taught you everything now. So now you take these men and you lead them to the promised land.
That's exactly what that was.
Yeah, and Mox after that was like, well, all I know is that the Blackpool Combat Club, this group, we eat, sleep, breathe. We are professional wrestling. We are the measuring stick around here. And he basically gave a big rallying cry for the squad and marched them off. So
he said pro wrestling is going to make a statement.
Yes, he says the BCC is going to make a statement. Pro wrestling is going to make a statement. Mm-hmm. So yeah, all this I liked. Like, how often do we really get opportunities for guys to like get clean write-offs in pro wrestling? And
it's rare. Look at CM Punk.
Yeah, shit.
Left people with a lot. Well, I'm gonna say it in the hood way. Left a bunch of people with their dicks in their hands.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. It's like we've been saying the whole time. It's a lot of money on the table with CM Punk. And I mean, you can argue it's money on the table with Regal, but at least he got to put a bow on his situation.
You know I'm laughing.
Why?
Fucking mystical, bro. He got caught with his Be cool.
Be cool.
Damn, son.
You see, Punk said when they came to the door, don't make me remember my foot in your ass. Be cool.
Be cool.
Speaking of CM Punk and people being angry, the House of Black had this promo. And it just gave me the vibe that Tony has them cosplaying as the angry CM Punk fans. Because Malachi is like, this company has a disease of people who are supposed to help people who are lording over them with their positions of power. And then like they attacked Brendan Cutler last Rampage. So it's like clearly
they over and over.
Yeah, they coming for the elite. They want to attack they got beef with the elite. So
I like how they did the gimmick where it was like, this is what's going on, right? What is the sentence? What is I like all that shit.
Yeah. He asked Miss Hart, what is the crime? Mr. Matthews, what is the judgment? Mm-hmm. And Mr. King, what is the sentence? And Brody ends it with, total and utter annihilation.
Jesus. They out here to kill motherfuckers. Why is everybody trying to kill motherfuckers in professional wrestling nowadays?
That's going crazy
God
out
damn.
here.
Fucking professional wrestling starting to look like the hood, bro.
Yeah. Shit, the way he ended this, it was like anybody that's got an issue with what we've done or what we're going to do next Wednesday, come on. He basically said, come see me if you got a problem with what I'm trying.
I caught the vibe. Anybody got a problem with what I gotta say? Come see me, man.
Yeah,
you can try me. Go ahead. Let that nigga try me. Try me. TBT.
Tony is with Jamie Hayter. Sit down interview with Jamie Hayter. And it's actually just Jamie Hayter. Britt not there. So Jamie gets to talk. So he asked her about, the women's division. There's been a lot going on lately, a lot of new challengers. And Jamie says, yes, there is. But unfortunately for them, I am now the women's champion. So they're all going to have to be in line for a very long time. She says she's going to be looking closely at the Regina Day Wave Championship title match on Rampage with Hikaru Shida and the Bunny. Yeah. She says, you know what? I'm even going to let the winner of that match, the champion, they're going to face me for the best championship, the AEW Women's Championship. And Tony says, fighting champion. And Jamie's like, you're bloody right, I'm a fighting champion and a damn good one.
Hell yeah.
Like, hell yeah.
Finally, Britt Baker doesn't fucking mute her while she's trying to talk.
Yeah, they let Jamie cook. And I liked it. I like that they're setting up Jamie as a fighting champion. Like they're continuing to push that, she's a badass. She wants free smoke with everyone. And it parlays well into this babyface run they got cooking with her. Because I think the full, she's pretty much a babyface already. It's just the last step is breaking her off from Britt. Sticking within the women's division, we got Jade Cargill and the baddies, Red Velvet and Layla Gray versus Madison Rain, Sky Blue, and Kiera Hogan, the former baddie.
Did you see when they was coming out?
Yeah.
That they Kiera was about to go off.
Yeah, Kiera was ready. She was like, you kick me out the fucking, I've been kicked out of better shit. I've been kicked out of better. We ain't never been kicked out of shit. But if we did, we would have got kicked out of better shit than this.
And then fucking Sky Blue and Madison Rain is like, yo, chill.
Yeah, chill.
Rainy skies.
Yeah. The dynamic of this match was interesting because Jade spent most of it outside. She was like, you two get to work. Do the work. And the whole time, Kiera Hogan, she wanted to get in there and get her hands on Jade.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Jade was about to pop off in the beginning, but then she saw that Kiera took a back step. She was like, oh, okay. So I'm going to send my soldier too.
Yeah.
Red Velvet. And then Red Velvet looked at her like, the fuck, B?
Jade was like, get your ass in there.
And then it became player 1 versus player 2.
Basically, yeah.
Red versus blue.
Yeah. And then eventually, Kiera Hogan gets the hot tag. She runs wild. She gets to Jade. They have an exchange. But Jade comes back, drops her with the big leg trap spine buster. She goes for Jaded, but Kiera escapes, tags Madison back in. But Jade cuts off Madison Ring real quick and hits Jaded for the 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, they protected Kiera Hogan because she escaped from Jade's finisher, didn't get pinned. So they're definitely probably setting her up to go one-on-one with Jade soon enough.
Damn it, but it should have been fucking Willow, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, Willow did go one-on-one with Jade, but
I know, but I mean, they're probably gonna. Well, this is how fast my mind thinks. So let me.
Oh, you think Kiera's the one?
Back. I think they're gonna make her the one.
Oh, you think she's the one?
Ew.
I don't think she's the one.
Oh,
I think this was just a. I think this was. If I had to guess, I guess they want to do something else with Kiera Hogan, and this is her breakoff point. So she'll lose to Jade, but she'll get like a little profile spot, and then they can move her off into whatever else.
True that, but at the same time, I'm thinking, all right, well, if you are gonna do this, right, the perfect way to make somebody a star or to immediately bring her to prominence is to beat somebody like Jade, and that would also humble Jade down a peg, which will then kind of make her rethink shit, and then she can split the other baddies off, and then we can get a real one-on-one, and then Jade will come back to being who Jade really is.
Yeah, because that's like the final thing that's gonna open up storytelling opportunities with Jade once she loses. Because right now you can tell stories with her, but you're limited in how much you can specifically do because you can't beat her yet.
It's the Roman effect.
Yeah. So yeah, once we cross that bridge with Jade, it'll get a little easier to tell stories with her. So I can see it. I can see it happening. I don't think it's Kira, but I don't hate Kira Hogan as a possibility.
I don't hate it as a possibility, but it bugs me that it's not Willow.
Yeah, if it were me, I'd be like Willow. Willow's the one.
Willow's the one.
Yeah, but their choice is their choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got Tony with Saraya, who of course is interrupted.
It's Saraya.
Just in case you don't know. And of course, she's interrupted by Britt Baker. Britt Baker got to interrupt somebody on this show, or otherwise it's not Dynamite.
Yep.
And Britt is like, yeah, you may have beaten me in that return match of yours, but that will never happen again. You'll never beat me again. And in fact, I want to give you something. She hands her tickets for Dynamite in Los Angeles, which like she worked there. She don't need those, but okay.
She can give it to her brother.
Yeah. That's probably what you do. But Saraya says, I'll gladly beat you again. And then Britt is like, whoa. Who said that we were going to wrestle one-on-one? What this is for is a tag team match. Me and the women's champion, Jamie Hayter. And I don't think you're going to be able to beat us. So you find a partner. And Saraya's like, all right, I'll find a partner. And then she looks at Tony like, hey, Tony, you want to do it? And then Britt is like, Tony, let's go. And she drags Tony away.
Yeah. Ooh. Let's see.
So, yes, early January, we have a mystery partner for Saraya. And, I mean, given what we talked about at the top of the show, given that Saraya has a history with that person,
I'm
just saying, it's interesting.
You think she gonna drive in a Benz?
She might.
Being that she is who she is.
Yeah. You know that those things cost a lot of money.
You think she's gonna hit up her cousin Brodus?
Calvin Brodus. Yeah, she might hit up old Calvin Brodus. AEW alumni, Calvin Brodus. It looks like there's been enough talk.
It's time for the main event. Oh God!
For the
Why am I doing this to myself? I'm Darby right now. I don't know, but I got a nasty head cold, and I'm over here fucking straining the shit out of my voice.
Right, trying to put on for the entertainment, for
entertainment for you guys.
Entertainment. But AEW Tag Team Championships on the line. FTR versus The Acclaimed.
Boom, 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 boom. The Acclaimed.
Max Caster came out. It was out of pocket as usual. He called FTR bottoms.
Yo, and fucking Bowens. He's like, fucking hate Bowens, bro. Because he knows he be knowing too much, and he over here like,
but yo, these dudes are. I feel like we say it all the time, but these dudes have become the hottest act in the company. And
they literally have become the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah. And then up against FTR, who is, I mean, listen, you could think what you want. For me, FTR is the tag team of the year, unquestionably. 2022. Oh, Elden Ring won Game of the Year.
I knew it.
Yeah. I ain't hating. I'm cool with it.
TJ's like, it should have been God of War.
It was I voted for God of War. I can admit that. I voted for
your Ragnarok.
I loved Ragnarok. It was fantastic. I platinumed it. That's how much I loved it.
Damn. See, Ragnarok was a good game for me. But you know what Ragnarok was really good for me?
What?
The movie.
Oh, yeah.
My son the Hulk, son.
Yeah. Yeah, this Ragnarok ain't have a Hulk. But they had a lot. They had Thor. Thor was going crazy. But yeah, shout out to Elden Ring. Elden Ring really was a fantastic game. Like they're as long as one of those two games won, we were good. Anything else would have been beef, but we good.
I understand.
Yes, but here we go back to this match. The crowd, they're going back and forth early, and FTR decides, you know what? Let's throw it back on them. Let's play heel. Let's play heel.
Let's go.
Yeah, they messing with, they rocking with these boys. Let's play heel. So the Acclaimed Dax, they're jumping Max, but they come back. They scissor Dax's timbers. They hit that scissor leg drop, then get them in double sharpshooters. Then FTR fight back. They catapult Max under the ring and start beating the shit out of him. Like, it's dope because it's subtle, but it's clear the differences between babyface and heel FTR. Like, they're ass kickers regardless. They'll throw you in the fucking ring mat and beat you up regardless. But there's a certain vicious tick that comes with it when they're playing heel. That, you know, it's fire versus viciousness when they're babyface versus heel. They're really good at doing that.
I feel like they did well. They made the right decision.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that, I mean, the Acclaimed are just so hot right now. And even though FTR is still hot, it's the Acclaimed, bro.
Yeah.
They're the guys right now. So,
and I feel like this performance showed confidence on FTR's part in that, like, we know we're hot, but look at the work we put in all year. So we don't have a problem bringing these boys up to our level right now because we live at this level. So
and it
why
felt
not
like,
I
was gonna say it did feel like, you know, the vets versus, you know, the young boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
pretty good. It was. I mean, that's a great dynamic to have in a match.
It is. And then both teams played it up to the hilt. FTR set up Bowens for a double suplex, but Caster makes the save. Bowens rolls up for a near fall. They hit a Cazador cutter, and that lands for the 1-2. He got him. No. Dax counters the Acclaimed's finish. They go for the big rig, but it gets blocked. The Acclaimed go for the big rig, but that gets blocked. And then FTR hits the big rig for the 1-2. He got him. No. Anthony Bowens gets the save. Boy, the crowd is going crazy at this. And again, all right, FTR is the tag team of the year. It is foolish to deny. Like, these guys have destroyed this year.
Yeah, but then the Acclaimed, though.
I love the Acclaimed. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you want to talk about
everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Yeah, like if you want to talk about like the breakout team, it's the Acclaimed, no question. Like, they became like mega stars this year. But FTR, I feel like from January to December, cooked the whole year.
The work ethic.
The work ethic. Yeah. Like they just ridiculous. And
in Mexico, in Japan.
Exactly, all over the place. And this just felt like the capper on that. FTR goes for the powerplex, but Bowens breaks it up, hits Cash with the arrival, and Caster goes for the mic drop, but Dax pulls Cash away. Cash drops this man with a big lariat for a near fall. This goes lariat crazy on Caster.
That was a lariato.
Big lariato. And he's hitting this man with lariats. Then he pulls him back in, drops him with a power bomb, goes for the jackknife cover, but Caster rolls through, gets the 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, sir.
The Acclaimed win. Hell of a match. Ton of heat.
Top of the game, you know the name.
Again, it's like I said, I feel like this match was FTR proving they're the tag team of the year, but also proving that it's the Acclaimed's time right now.
Yep. It's my time.
Yes. Like, just excellent stuff from both these teams.
And at the end, they all show love.
Yeah, they showed love. The little scissor action. You know,
well, I like commentary. Well, FTR aren't scissoring guys, but they're definitely
they all show respect. And
ass boys.
The ass boys pull up and they're like, "Oh, you think it's gonna be us, right?" But then they're like, no. We're here on behalf of the team that's actually going to challenge you. And then they pull out a gift from the envelopes they've got.
Yep.
And it's 2 dog collars.
Wait, hold on. First, let's talk about the actual. So when they pull out that damn letter,
yes, they got
written
the letter
in blood. and it says, "Hold up, we them
Them
boys."
boys, them boys want one more shot at FTR in a dog collar match.
Dog collar, as they said.
Double dog collar match.
Mhm.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you ready? Boom, boom. Hell
That's gonna
yeah!
be insane.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna fucking lose my shit, my man. Oh my god. Oh, fuck scissor me timbers, shiver me timbers, man, because I got the fucking chills, bro, when they said that shit. I was like, oh, that boys. Ah. Boy.
What a finish.
I'm so fucking hyped.
Boy,
I'm
oh
rewatching
boy.
that shit once we finish fucking doing whatever show we do.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna fucking watch that shit right after, bro.
Yeah, because you already know that match is gonna be insane. But that's Dynamite. I
Yep,
thought
yep,
it
yep.
was a very, very fun show. I thought the first hour was off the hook, like
Yo,
fantastic.
it slapped and it flew.
Yes, yes.
The
I thought the
second hour
second
slowed
hour,
down.
yeah,
Yeah,
second hour slowed down some. Like it was still good, but it slowed down a little bit. But that first hour, fire. And
fire.
then they did stick the landing and end strong because I thought the main event was fantastic.
The main event was a main event. Like, if
Yes.
this is what you want, if you want some good ass wrestling, watch that main event. If you want to see people die, you can watch Samoa Joe. And if you want to watch some guys just fucking go absolutely insane in a nice little battle royal, watch the beginning of the show. The show to me, it was crisp. It was really clean. It was a good show. It buttoned up a lot of loose ends and shit. I fuck with it.
Yeah. Buttoned up some loose ends, set up some things for the shows going forward. Some definitely some interesting things coming up on the future AEW shows, and I'm excited for a lot of it. This is going to be, I think, a fun cycle. People have been asking, how does AEW get the good vibes, quote unquote, back in 2023? And I think staying along this type of course is what you do. Keep beefing up the women's division, have fresh young talent competing at the top of the card like Ricky and MJF. Have veterans doing cool shit like Samoa Joe with the TNT title. I think AEW is heading toward a very good spot, and they're heading toward getting the vibes back.
My thing is, we need. That's it. I'm not waiting anymore. 2023. We need Ring of Honor. We need
I
it.
agree. And
We
Tony
need it.
did say there should be some news coming up for Ring of Honor.
We need it because, like, the thing that makes AEW sometimes feel a little too bloated and like it's almost gone too far from what it originally started as, to me, is that fucking elephant in the room, which is half of your show is Ring of Honor. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's kind of like what we wanted WWE to do at first, but then, that we all know that's not going to work like that. You got to give them their separate time and give them a separate show.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I enjoy watching Dark, that's fine. But I want to see most of those guys start coming on TV and, doing some shit, because, okay, you've built all these stars up now, but you got to continue to do that. And the only way to do that, to free up some TV time, is, y'all got to fix this situation with fucking Ring of Honor, because now you got two companies, and then nobody really want to watch Rampage, and so you got to make it so that people want to watch Dynamite and watch Rampage, and it feels like two separate shows. And then you got to also make it feel like, Ring of Honor is his own thing, and that if you want to go watch that, you can go watch that as well.
Yeah. I definitely think as far as Rampage goes, I think it's gonna. It's like I've always said about Rampage. It's always going to be a tough thing with Rampage because of the time slot and nature of a thing. But I do think that Tony doing things like, all right, we're gonna put guys like Mox back on there. We're gonna have more Mox matches, Takeshita and things like that. It's like I talked about with Hazel a few weeks ago, like beefing it up with those big international type matches and those like just crazy cool matches like Orange Cassidy and Shibata. Shit that's like, wait, what? I think Rampage would serve really well as like that type of show where you could just see like crazy cool matches that you're not gonna find anywhere else. Even on Dynamite, a lot of the time you won't find.
Yeah, now that's the thing with Rampage. Rampage is really good matches, but what to me it's lacking is sometimes some really good storytelling. Sometimes the storytelling is there, everything is on point, and it progresses the story. But for example, look at the Dark Order situation going on. Like, we haven't got anything really other than video packages to even like progress that.
Yeah. Well, it did do that thing with 10 leaving, but before that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't since then. It's like, okay, crickets.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess we do have to see what is to become of the Dark Order now that it's basically just what Uno, Reynolds, and Silver.
Yep. One of their guys is over there in Violent by Design, and the other guy just left the group. So
yeah. So I guess we're gonna see what's going on with old Dark Order. Poor Brody Jr. did my boy dirty. But yeah, man,
that was so sad, bro. That shit made me so
sad. I was like, no, Ted, no, you were his boy. But yes, that's Dynamite. It's AEW. Continue to have fun with this thing over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it goes.
Well, Teach, being that was Dynamite, I think it's time you let them know where else to find us.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah. Already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at Ramblemania Show and at Banter Club Podcast. Find us on Twitter at Ramblemania. Facebook.com/Ramblemania Show. Also find our group there, Ramblemania Show's Banter Club. We and the other wrestlers and podcasters, everybody be associated with post all our goings on and all that's going down. As far as audio goes, wherever audio is found, that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, TuneIn, Overcast, everywhere your podcasts are found. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. As far as visuals, or search, Jesus Christ, I had a brain fart. As far as visuals, twitch.tv/Ramblemania Show. We're on Spotify video. We're on YouTube. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. But when you get here, like the videos, click subscribe, and click the bell so that when the new content drops, it goes straight to you.
Yeah.
And as for me personally, find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. And find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. It's as simple as that.
TJ the Great. That little smoke was for you right there. That was me throwing up the LeBron for TJ.
Appreciate it.
You can find me on Instagram at the number 6, the letter X, the letter L, that is at 6XL. You can find me on Twitter at SIIXX ain't I great. That is at SIIXX. You're all ready. And you can find us on TikTok at Ramblemania Show. And I'm going to be posting some new stuff soon. So y'all better get on it. God on it. You know what I'm saying? With all this being said, you already know. This has been TJ the Great too. And I've been the Angel of Death 6XL. We're going to leave our BC aliens with a little something we like to call a too sweet.
Too sweet.
And a good fight.
And a good night.
Blegga, 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 blegga. Darby, just love yourself, bro. Love yourself.
Please. It don't got to be this way, Darby.